racing too. That's kind of fun.
So many things. We're going to talk until 10 o'clock tonight.
Uh-huh. Absolute fantastic way to start a live chat. We are here.
Are you sure we're here?
I think we're here. It says live.
No one else is here.
No one else is here yet.
Kevin Martin said, game time.
Hello, hello.
Hopefully a few more people show up.
Da, 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 da.
Hey!
No sound. It shows that there is sound on my end. Can you hear us now? I hear you. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Good. Glad it wasn't technical difficulties on our end.
Here, put this in. I don't want to cover your pretty face.
I'm also trying to drink my drink, so.
What is the better way that we can do that for you to get around it?
This is fine. I'll work around it.
You'll work around it. Yeah. All right. Sweet. Let's go. People are tuning in. I want to give just a quick, now that we had a solid start to this, live chat with Ethan and Kat. We are bird dog chat with Ethan and Kat. It has been a minute, folks.
Like since August, I think, was our last live chat with you guys.
And so much has happened.
I know. It has been our busy season, if you will.
September hunting season, October hunting season, November hunting season.
And it's really hard to have these live chats when Ethan's not around. So, I mean, you could just sit and chat with me, but I wouldn't know how to set up any of the camera equipment. So we would have to do like a Instagram live, and that's about all I could handle.
Ethan's sound is low. This is interesting. Let's figure this one out real quick. Is that better? I just bopped that bad boy up there. I can't hear anything. I can hear myself in my ears.
I can hear you and you sound normal,
yeah,
but
let's do this real quick here and just see.
And I will just start with some check-ins because it has been a minute.
We're scattered.
If you are new to tuning into our bird dog chats, we kind of do an order of operations. One, we like to do some check-ins, see where people are watching and tuning in from. And then we will do some announcements while you all are playing Bird Dog Chat Bingo. So if you haven't gotten your card, you can get it on patreon.com/Standing Stone Kennels. You can sign up for as little as $5, and then you get access to the Bingo Baker cards. And basically, it's just us doing silly little us things. And Miss Kelly put together a really funny set of bingo cards. And so you guys can play along, get your bingos, because we have some awesome giveaways tonight. And then we'll go into our topic of discussion, which is hunting season recap. Like we just mentioned, Ethan's literally been gone the majority of September, October, and November for hunting. And then we have a lot of other things to talk about, including puppies, and Ethan reminded me pigeons. So, I mean, if we don't get to that, it'll be okay. So let's go ahead and do the check-ins real quick. We have Melanie from Otsego, Minnesota. Dawn, Melanie, Kendall, and the Poodle Pointers. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Brian Gaddy from Colorado Springs. We have a lot of I hear yous, but low, and I hear you. Okay, well, hopefully the volume is...
I turned the volume up, so I'm sorry for blowing out eardrums. Probably everybody had their phones or computers
they'd
maxed.
had it all cranked, and now we're overboard. Where are we all located? We're from Pretty Prairie, Kansas. We've got RC Venom Jr. from Latrobe, Pennsylvania. We have Hay from Atlanta, Hay Websters, and Tarzan Zeke too. And it just bonked, bump.
No, you were there. Didn't move anywhere.
Oh, it wasn't?
No.
Chicago here. No, because I was right here. So.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we've got Courtney McGraw from Iola, Kansas. Whoop, whoop. Shepherd, Montana. Kevin, nice. Where else do we have people coming in? Holy smokes, that got way louder. Yeah.
So sorry.
Yeah, that'll happen. Howell, Michigan, here with our Muddy Puppy Blaze. Hey, Donna. We've got New York. Hey, Mark. North Dakota, Otsego, Minnesota. Hey, that's 2 from Otsego. That's cool. Central Missouri, Georgia, Orange County, New York. Kaylin Kelly from Alberta, our first international check-in. There we go. Thanks for tuning in. Commerce City, Colorado. Keeps jumping. Somerset, Ohio, Levi White. Michigan, Willie George. South Carolina, Randy. Nice to see you guys here. Kansas here. Way to go. Kansas is representing tonight. I love it. We've got Blaine, Arkansas. Oh, Blaine Bean, but not from probably Blaine, Arkansas. That would be a very strange coincidence. I was just reading the check-ins and I was assuming the comma meant city-state, but I think that means you and your state. Randy White, Knoxville, Tennessee.
Hey,
Turon,
Randy.
Kansas, another Kansan. Ludington, Michigan. Weller's laying downstairs with his stuffed pheasant toy. Aw, good to hear it. Goshen, Indiana. Bristol, Quebec, Canada. Another international check-in. Redmond, Oregon. Springfield, Illinois. Hey, Robert, thanks for checking in, guys. So that's awesome. We have a whole plethora of places, including some international check-ins. Well, quite a few Kansans, actually, which is not as normal. Normally, all the people checking in from Kansas are right here in this room, but Charles and Annie are actually in Texas now for the guiding season at El Tesoro. So I'm sure we will hit on that just a little bit this evening. So let's do a few announcements before we get into our... Did you put the Bird Dog Chat link bingo thingy up there?
I forgot. I suck.
Well, it's only been a little bit since we've done this, so
I was
reminding
thinking about
you.
that. It is called Bingo. We'll let everybody play tonight. How does that sound?
Oh, opening it up to everybody.
Account. Log out. Log in. View cards. Can't tell if these are... if these people, some of these people say they're active, I don't know.
Hold on.
Several people have multiple cards.
We haven't talked about this stuff, so that's old. Guys, we're refreshing the cards. Didn't look like anybody had very much marked down, if anything, anyway. So we are resetting.
Copied.
Reset.
All right, there it is. Anybody that wants to play, there you go.
Whoop, whoop.
Open bingo night.
Hey, happy holidays, guys. I'm actually wearing my holiday cocktail sweater tonight because why not? This is our one and only live chat we're going to be able to do in December, so I had to get out my holiday sweater and have the holiday spirit going. So what else was I going to say? Oh, if you have a question that is burning a hole in your pocket and you just need an answer, throw a super chat up. We always give those precedence, but typically we do our announcements, topics of discussion, and then roll into answering questions towards the end. So that's the order of operations. And like I mentioned, there is a lot of announcements and updates and things that have been going on since August. So we will try and not bore you to death, but try and also get you some of the pertinent information that you need. So hopefully this chat doesn't take us till 10 o'clock tonight. 2 upcoming things that I just have to tell you about. We will be talking about both of these a fair amount between now and when they happen because we want you to know about them. And I sometimes think that we just don't talk about some of these things enough because people will be surprised and be like, oh, I never knew you were going to be there. And we're like, oh, we talked about it a couple times. I don't know. So 1, we are going to be at SeaWee this year.
Heyo.
No booths or anything. We're just going to be out there. Ethan went last year for the first time. I've wanted to go for years and years and years. So we'll be there. If you're going to be at SeaWee, shoot us a message, shoot us an email, reach out somehow, let us know, and maybe we can meet up somewhere, say hi, do a photo op, whatever. But that is February 14th and 15th that we will be there. Next.
That's Valentine's Day.
I know. Such a romantic
We'll
getaway.
go celebrate Bob's birthday with him.
Yeah, Bob's birthday's on Valentine's Day.
That'll be romantic.
All three of us. It'll be so fun. Who knows? Kevin might show up. No.
Unlikely.
For Bob's birthday?
Unlikely.
Well, that's real brotherly love for you there. Anyway, the next thing that is even more important than Seaweed, because we will be there at a booth all weekend long, is Pheasant Fest, and it is in Kansas City this year. So, of course, we had to show. And we're going to be combining our booth with DT Systems, so we will be there March 7th, 8th, and 9th. We will have some store products and some really awesome show sales going on. So, easy leads, flat collars that you can get customized right there on the spot, as well as DT Systems products that we will be selling at the show. So you can stop by, talk to us, bring your dogs, all those fun things. We'll be there the whole weekend. And you'll get to meet a couple other people from Standing Stone Kennels, because we're going to try and rotate a couple people through as well, including Logan, our online store manager, who just had his work cut out for him during this Black Friday through Cyber Monday sale. He rocked it. Really awesome sale. Thanks for everybody's support that bought stuff, from our merch to, all of our Easy Lead stuff, treats, DT system stuff, and our courses were on a huge sale. So, what?
It says maybe Ethan starts with the pigeons and it'll go uphill from there.
It should.
It's been pretty uphill.
Yeah.
Let's go with
no,
that.
uphill. That means it's been hard.
It's been pretty downhill.
But that means pretty bad.
It's been good.
There we go. So those are the big things coming up that we wanted to make sure that you guys mark your calendar for. We will be doing another live stream in January. The announcements will be on our newsletter as well as social media posts. So hopefully you don't miss that. And then, of course, if you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, you get notifications too. Then I just want to put a little brag out there on Aiden tonight. Ethan, see his hunting ensemble, whereas I'm all holiday decked out. That is because today was opening rifle season in Kansas for deer. And Aiden, our little 6-year-old, got to go and sit with Ethan for his first ever deer hunt. And that takes a lot of calm, patience, quiet. We don't have a blind, which we probably need to get one, just sitting out in the grass. And he did really good. I didn't go along. Cater didn't go along either. It was just just Dad and Aiden.
Yeah.
So you'll have to tell a little bit about how that went. And
well, we made the sit short, and we got out there about an hour and a half, which was about 30 minutes. It was about an hour longer than we really should have been. It was good. We sat for about an hour and a half, and we walked out to a spot.
Time school gets out, so.
Yeah, after school, we loaded up snacks in my pockets, and we walked out, and we found a spot in the grass where we could kind of overlook part of the hay field, essentially CRP field, and we waited. And about 30 seconds after we sat down, he asked when the deer were going to show up. And then I said, I don't know, buddy. Here's a package of peanuts. Let's have a snack. And he sat and wrinkled candy wrappers and found out that his jacket made cool noises whoosh, 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 in the grass. So then he made those, and we settled our hands. Then I gave him a rangefinder, and we worked really hard to find something that was 200 yards away. So he would hit, he's like, 93, 348, 146. I'm never going to do this, Dad. Why am I looking for 200 yards? I said, I don't know, something to do. But he did really, really good. So all things considered, the fact that he is just 6, sat very still, very quiet, and we get down to, he's like, how much longer do we sit? Because we've been out here for a long time, Dad, which we've been out for about an hour. And I said, well, it's about 30 minutes left, and then it'll be too dark for us to hunt and legally shoot. He said, okay. He said, this has been fun, but I don't really think that deer are just going to magically appear in the last 30 minutes. And I said, buddy, that's kind of what they do. So
if you've ever been deer hunting, which he hasn't,
no,
that's kind of what they do. You turn
do.
around and you're like, whoa,
where
did
you
that come from?
And he then said, Dad, this was like 10 minutes later. He's like, what do you think? Have you seen any deer? I'm like, no, I haven't seen any deer, bud. All right, how about I'll stand up really slow and see if I can see any. Oh, there is a big buck standing right there about 50 yards away. And as soon as I stood up, he turned and looked right at me. And I didn't move, and he didn't move, and I didn't move, and he didn't move. And then I slowly sunk back down, and I told Aiden, hey, there is a huge buck right there. And he goes, where, Dad? I said, it's right through the grass there. And he goes, can I stand up? I'm like, no, I don't think you'll still be able to see it, because I couldn't see it till I stood all the way up. But it proceeded to recognize the fact that we weren't supposed to be there, or at least it didn't want to be there with us, and it blew and took off, and he heard that noise.
Yep.
And he said, what was that noise? I said, it was the buck. He spotted us. And he goes, how? I couldn't even see him. I said, well, they're sneaky and they're hard to sneak up on. So he spotted us, and he's letting everybody else know that, there's danger in the area, and he took off. So why don't we just ease on back to the house? Because we were just hunting in the field basically by our house. And then he spotted some deer, and we had to talk about why we couldn't shoot those, because there were cows behind them and it wouldn't be safe. And then we saw some deer the other direction, and that was safe. And he encouraged me to shoot, kill one, Dad. And we shot one, and it was
also, you told me, it was also crazy because he's like, Dad, there's some deer over there. Let me count them. And he's like squinting and looking, and he counts all 5. And you're like, how did you even see those? Because the only reason I saw them is I was looking through binoculars.
Correct. It was, you could kind of tell that they were there, but not to the extent of what he seemed to be able to easily see.
Well, he was counting them, and you were like, yeah. And he's like, they're moving. And you're like, yeah.
So get behind it. Here. Maybe.
Focus. Your face.
This worked.
Focused before we practiced this.
Hold on. There it goes. Ta-da! Big old fat doe we shot. Pretty cool. His first deer hunting trip. No, he did not shoot the gun, but he's much too young for that. But he had so much fun. And
he learned a lot. I think that these experiences, when the children want to go with, because he's been talking about this, you'd been talking about it with him, to see, do you want to go with me? Do you want to sit with me? This is what it would be, and explained everything. And then he got to go out and experience it. And then he actually kind of had those mixed emotions that I have felt as well when I've hunted, especially in the beginning when I was younger. It's that excitement of the hunt and the experience of shooting the deer. And then you kind of have that moment of, oh, we just shot and killed something. And he experienced that, and he understood.
Well, the crazy thing, too, is just the way that he communicated. He said, Dad, I have 2 feelings. And I said, okay, what's going on?
Well, you told me the little bit of the story. Like, he was talking about it, kind of making a little bit of a joke, and then realized his joke was real. Right?
Mm-hmm. He's dancing. He's like,
so
here I am. I'm a little deer, minding my own business, living my best life, and then I'm just dead. And I was like, yeah, I guess the way that you say that. And he goes, Dad, I have 2 feelings. I said, okay, what's going on? He said, I'm excited that we got a deer, but I'm sad that the deer's dead. And so then we talked about the fact that we aren't just killing, we are harvesting. And the whole point of wanting to go deer hunting was to get meat to put in our freezer. And we eat deer steaks. And no matter what meat we're eating, that is something that somebody killed. It had to die in order for us to eat it. So it was a good, life lesson conversation.
Yeah, and it's important to respect life. We shouldn't take it for granted, and we should understand that, yes, to eat something, something had to die, and it's important for those lessons to start young so that they can have a respect for life and the outdoors and what hunting is truly about. So
it's easy to be removed from it when you just go to the grocery store and pick stuff up.
Yes. So it was a very big maturity moment for him, I think. But he's still really excited. And then he asked if we were going to keep the hide and what we were going to do with it. And he's all excited to repurpose everything from the deer. So I'm like, yes, we will probably keep some of the hide and some of the liver because we utilize it for some tracking training with dogs. So yes, we will keep all the things, buddy. And then the meat, of course, as well. So anyway, pretty proud moment for mom and dad, I think, here, and exciting for Aiden to get to experience that. Cade was super excited to go out and see the deer, too, and cheer on his brother and pet it and that sort of thing, but he's still only 3 and not quite ready for all that it entailed for Aiden.
No.
So anyway, what do you want to talk about next?
Well, I am curious to know, someone said they got some pigeon money this year too. I'm curious to know where, in fact, you raced and won stuff or got money from pigeons, or what exactly it is. There's some additional information there. I'm intrigued. Now, the big things, the reasons that we haven't been able to do lives have been hunting. Started with September being the opener for majority of the grouse seasons as well as a few other things, but prairie grouse we chased, and where we hunted numbers were up a lot, like a lot. And it was relatively insane. The dogs had an incredible amount of experience. We usually allow, like I say, cutting teeth, right? We allow all of the young dogs to go learn on prairie grouse. It's fun, and it kind of gives some it aids in what is to come, which is pheasant season. Grouse season, it's wide open country. The dogs can be seen for a long distance. They learn how to handle. They learn how to stay with us. They learn how to do all of the things and get opportunities to point birds and retrieve and all of the above.
And learn to live on the trailer
and learn to
poop on a stakeout and
grow up is what
big
they're
dog
learning
stuff.
to do. Yes. And it really helps from a preparation for pheasant hunting season. That is more control, closer working, tighter handling, different things of that nature, and more going on. So it's really a good stepping stone moving into that, and allows us to start hunting season a month early, which is kind of cool too. So
yes, but it was actually not kind of cool. It was really, really hot. It was so hot this season.
Was so hot.
I don't know, like it would be, you'd start hunting at 10 and be done by 11 because it was too hot to hunt. Or 9 and 10 or whatever it was.
Yeah, 8 to 11 or 8 to 1, yes. But it was hot. And it's one of those things that even opening weekend, it was 88 degrees in South Dakota. So, but we had an absolutely fantastic season. Started with some of the regular groups that we had, and we got to do something really cool at the end of the season, which is we kind of got together with GDIY. That's Nick Adair. He's got a podcast.
And now we're talking about pheasant season.
Yeah, we just rolled through. We're just hunting. Yep.
Okay.
Pheasant season was really cool as well. Started with some of the regular groups and rolled into a brand new group that was set up with GDIY, Nick Adair. He's got a great podcast. You should listen to it if you are interested in training your dog yourself. It's cool. He does a really good job with it. It's great conversations and everything else. That group was exciting and chaos all at the same time.
There were 1 or 2 dogs, you said.
Well, that was the thing. So he and I both anticipated everybody would bring a dog. We didn't necessarily think through the fact that everybody would bring 2 to 4 dogs. And when, we got this collective of a good group of people that came together to hunt, and it was awesome. And we had 20 dogs at the camp to hunt. And It really turned out. It turned out really good though. We had the opportunity to rotate all the dogs through, and then we switched up and split the dogs in half and ran half of the dogs for a full day so that they got more opportunities, more experience, kind of got to actually get worn out, and then did the second group of and yes, it was very, 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 very cold. But we then ran the second group of dogs, and they got a ton of experience too. And it turned out to be an absolutely awesome trip with some really, really great people. So that was something new that Nick was already talking about wanting to do it again. I think that it'd be a really awesome opportunity. We may even incorporate, because this was kind of a lot of the conversations involved being interested in working with their dogs just outside of actually hunting, like just training things and getting. So we talked about being able to incorporate a like baby seminar mixed in with that to kind of
tie everything together,
tie
especially
everything
with
together.
that group that is specifically there with, Nick, you both have a lot of resources for training your dogs yourself.
Yes.
And that's what people want to do. And so incorporating the seminar aspect of things would be, I think, value added, and specific to that group only, but kind of a cool idea to add to the mix.
Yes. And Jessica got to come up and help guide for a week, which is her first time helping with that. It was a really good experience for her too. She did a fantastic job, which is always awesome. It's kind of put all of the pieces together from truly spending lots of hours in the field hunting. And I know getting stuck training dogs all the time kind of prevents that from always being a huge, easily accessible opportunity. So
yeah, and she got to bring Sue V, her dog that she's done all of her training with.
She did fantastic.
And she did fantastic. She ran her through the UPT test last year, and I think that she, after getting this much experience that she did this year hunting, has some really high hopes for what she's going to do with her this next season. Isaac also got to go up with you for a couple groups and help out and gain some experience that way. He definitely doesn't have he raises puppies, but hasn't gotten through the level of things that Jess has with Sue V yet. So that's actually one of the next things I was going to talk about. Other than we are going back to South Dakota, Ethan and I, for our last South Dakota hurrah here in December. The weather looks like it's going to be good next week. And is it next week? The week after. Because you're going to Arizona this coming week to try and do the Arizona Slam. And then the week after, we'll head back to South Dakota for a quick trip. But that will be the majority of the hunting for this year. We luckily, knock on wood, came out of the season with only one injury.
It was a major one, though.
It was a major one, though. It could have turned out much worse, and unfortunately, I've heard some pretty horror stories this year from dogs in the hunting.
It would be 40s.
That's not bad.
Nah.
For December in South Dakota?
Yeah. Good.
Not a blizzard, so I'll take it.
Yeesh.
But Hexer hurt himself real bad.
This is the question, folks, of how graphic are you prepared to see? I don't know.
Ethan calls me and says, hey, Hex got hurt. And I'm like, okay, how bad? What's going on? Give me the details. Don't just lead with that. And he said, well, I didn't necessarily know when it happened because these dogs are so incredibly tough. And this is the kind of injury that can hide a little bit. And so tailgate checks for the win, hopped up on the tailgate, and he's looking him over. He's like, something is off with you, but what is it? Where are you hurt? What is going on? And that's when he saw it. Hex is a very happy fellow and most often has a little red rocket. Well, this little red rocket was a hamburger rocket.
I don't know that I can show it.
I don't know either. We'll get censored, and then our live stream will get shut down.
It's bad.
It was really bad. It looked like hamburger. And when he sent me the video and pictures of it, I was like, what are they going to do with that? Do they have to just cut it off? Like, I don't know. This is like terrifying to me. Ethan ended up going to an emergency vet who did a really fantastic job with the injury, and but Hex was in an incredible amount of pain. You could just see, because I literally got up there to hunt with you like the next day or two. The day after his injury, I believe, I got up there because that was the group I was going to be hunting with. And Hex was still, even on pain medication, anti-inflammatories, all the things, was still in incredible amounts of pain. He was literally trembling and shaking and hurting. So can't even imagine how painful that would have been. But he definitely...
I don't think I can do that.
I don't know. Do you want to see what happens on YouTube?
Yeah. Do you all want to see this? I mean, let's see some comments. If you don't want to see it, you just need to close your eyes. But it's bad.
It was bad. So we will have to see.
He hurt his manhood really bad, and it got caught on something, and it basically
skinned it alive.
Yeah.
Bad. Looks like hamburger.
Okay.
Like I said.
Here. All right, folks, here's the warning. Here it comes. Everybody be warned. I'm going to show this to the screen, and if you don't want to see it, look away now, and I will give you a verbal it's done, okay? So here it is. Da-da. Come on now. We need Charles here. There you go. The end of his junk got completely shredded there. Uh-huh. Why does it keep doing that?
Well, I think everyone got to see enough. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
All
so
done.
It's done. If you want to see it, you can go back and watch it if you weren't brave enough to watch it the first time. It's bad. And at this point, don't even 100% know how well things will work moving forward. So
now that he is healed, we will have to have him reevaluated at a reproductive specialist just to make sure what's going on is going to be able to go on.
Really bad.
But on a happier note, we were talking about Isaac raising puppies, which led me to what I wanted to talk about. Puppies.
Fruit. I need fruit.
Okay, you can do another one for me too.
Do you have ice? Did you bring more ice over?
Yeah, it's in the fridge though, or the freezer actually.
It's a good place for ice.
Yeah, I thought if we left it setting out, it would just turn to water. So, anyway, puppies, and puppies. Guys, if you didn't know, we kept a puppy from the Piper Dock litter. Her name is Quinn, and oh my goodness, she is the best little puppy. She is so smart. She is so sweet. She is only 6 months old. I don't even know how she can only be 6 months old because she is so mature. She was the easiest puppy to potty train. She, once we figured out her FOMO and literally just moved her crate around into the house wherever we were, she was the quietest little puppy. She loves to retrieve. She was easy to train. The boys did lots of training sessions with her. Collar conditioned super easily. I've done pointing drills with her. We're going to start shooting some birds over her so she can come to South Dakota with us in a week and a half. Because she's had all the other prerequisites, bird intro, gun intro, she's pointing, she's collar conditioned. We haven't actually shot a bird over her yet, just blanked them, so hoping to put all the pieces together. But she's pretty special pup. We're very excited for her future, and also the other thing that I just have to say about her, because it is incredible, is her coat is crazy. It's so...
Medium dense, medium harsh.
I don't think she's going to get a medium dense, medium harsh rating. Very, very thick coat. She got a bath today, and I'm washing her, and it's just like, it reminded me of a wire hair coat on her back. It was wavy and long and thick and coarse.
Come together.
Come together now.
That's for Kat.
That's for me. That is probably one of my all-time favorite gins, that Drumshambo. So good. anyway, she's a nice little puppy. She cuddles on the couch, which we have that reel on Instagram that she...
Cute little bottle.
A little guy. Just a little guy. That reel on Instagram that has, I don't even know how many now, probably over 12 million views of her.
20 billion.
I don't think that many. But she's cuddling on the couch with the boys as like an 8-9-week-old puppy watching a movie with us, and just so cute. And she still does that today, guys. Like, she just cuddles on the couch and snuggles in. She just loves her family, her boys, all of that. So Quinn is something special. We're really excited for her future. She's going to go to South Dakota with us for her first pheasant hunt, and I'm really excited to see how that turns out. She may just run around like a puppy up and down shelter belts and busting through kochia pockets. But
mark me, she will point a bird just because it's her, and that's the level of her that there has been.
Yeah.
She will point a pheasant, and I will kill it.
Write it down, guys.
Write it down.
And we'll get that pheasant mounted.
We'll see you in July. We will see you in July, okay?
Is that when our next live is? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
January.
There, the other J.
The other
state.
J. Okay.
Or month, whatever. Here we go. And I digress.
And then next puppy that I want to talk about is little Lark. She is doing so good. She's from our Shock Hex litter, and Tessa is raising that pretty little girl. We kept her puppy name. That was my bird theme.
Also, and the questions were, how did that happen to Hex? I have no idea. Barbed wire, chunk of random crap in the
field that just tore off what it tore off.
Don't know.
Yeah, and don't know exactly when because he didn't give
I know.
any.
I mean, I know when-ish, but not.
Oh my gosh, that was the moment that he did whatever he did to himself.
It was somewhere between
here and here.
When we started this field and when we ended this field, but
yeah.
Okay. Puppies.
Yeah, so Tessa's raising Lark. So cute. She is not quite 12 weeks old yet, so she's in that learning everything stage right now, and Tessa's doing a great job with her. Hopefully we can get some cute pictures of her, paw tucked pointing, the pictures we get of the puppies. We've got to do her announcement post like we did for Quinn, which if you missed Quinn's announcement post, her registered name is Standing Stone's El Tesoro Medicine Woman. If you know of Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, you'll know where I got the name. Loved that show when I was younger.
Yep.
And, of course, her daddy is Standing
show.
Stone's El Tesoro Medicine Man, so it kind of clicked into place.
And I told her when we brought her home, I told Quinn, she can't screw this up. It's too good of a name to waste.
Yeah, no kidding. I hate it when you get a good one and the name just does, the name works out real good and then the dog just doesn't work out for whatever reason.
Me.
But anyway, Lark is Standing Stone's El Tesoro Trouble for Fun. I had to explain to Ethan, bless his heart, I love him so much, that Lark isn't just a bird. A lark can be, mischievous fun. Let's go have a lark.
How many people on here knew that? I believe that there will be some, but probably I'm not the only person in the whole world that didn't know.
That's why I'm the creative name comer-upper with her.
That a lark
all those words
not
are real,
just
by
a
the
bird.
Way. And then, next puppy talk is the Trix Onyx litter. Goes home this Saturday.
Ooh.
11 puppies again. So Shock had 11 puppies. Trix couldn't be shown up, so she had to have 11 puppies, which we haven't had that big of a litter since we were in Norton, Kansas. So since we've been here, nothing bigger than 10. So 2 11 puppy litters back to back. We're keeping a little female puppy yet to be decided because I literally happy as a lark. Well, yeah, see? Other people know.
It's 50-50.
You hate when you give a crappy dog a good name.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, so we don't know which Trix puppy we're keeping yet. That is literally one of the deciding factors that we make the night before the puppies go home, typically, because it is a really hard decision, especially with 11. You'd think, 11, that's such a great, and there's 5 females, but that's so many great options to choose from. And it's like, yeah, it's almost harder when you have that many options because then you start going, well, this one, but then this one, and then this one, and then you just want to keep them all. But anyway, one of these little Trix puppies is going to be kept, Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, and Isaac's going to raise that little puppy for us, which will be awesome. And then our last litter on the ground for the year is our Splash Hex litter. She had 9, which is still a great size litter. 3 females, 6 males. So just 1 or 2 males to choose from. And Ethan and I are strongly considering. Obviously, the puppies are still itsy bitsies. They're not even 3 weeks old yet, so there is not much to go off of, other than they are some coated little puppies. They have really thick woolly bear coats on them, which is awesome. Splash comes by that. Honestly, Muddy literally has more hair on her than I know what to do with most days. Literally, the inside of her ear on a short hair, completely covered in hair. It's crazy. So very coated puppies. That's about all we can tell about them, and they're going to be pretty dark tick roan in that color scheme. But we're considering, because Quinn will be 8 months by then, us keeping a puppy to raise, a male puppy. So we will see. It is definitely up for debate. I'm not even going to try and convince Ethan to ever keep 2 puppies at the same time. So Quinn basically by 8 months has to be considered an adult, because that would be the only way we get to keep a second puppy right now. Mm-hmm. But Quinn is special. She's like basically an adult. She's an old soul. She's so quiet. She's so clean. She's so mature. She's awesome.
I won the Wabash Challenge. I'm trying to find information about the Wabash Challenge.
He's not even listening to me.
Not
I should be
all.
Talking to him about this purse I want to buy and this jewelry I want. He just nods. Yeah.
Pretend like I say no. I mean,
you don't. I just don't always ask. I just do. But
yeah.
So that's our puppies for the year, and then we will have some big decisions to make for 2025, planning out our breedings, because those go live on our website sometime January, February, typically, so that we can talk to and announce those breedings to all of our puppy waitlist 2025 deposits, and then we'll do that again in 2026. I'm just talking now because Ethan's ignoring me.
Huh.
It's your turn to talk about pigeons. It's on the list.
Oh, okay. I was trying
to
look up.
The moment he's been waiting for, guys.
I was trying to look up the Wabash Challenge, and it looks like it's the Banks of Wabash Challenge. You have to send me a link to.
There's somebody watching us that's name is Pigeon Life.
Oh, hey, Pigeon Life. Who is Pigeon Life? Where's it at? Where'd you see that?
It was something about the Hoosier. Too far. Too far?
Oh, there. Pigeon Life. Interesting. Hello, Pigeon Life. Yeah, time to talk about pigeons. It's been a fun...
Let's make it brief, though, because we also have
really
to answer people's questions. About pigeons, honey?
Yeah, baby. It was fun. So somebody else commented, look, you got your new mount behind you. Nah, the new mount's in the house. This is the old mount that we make fun of that goes like this.
I just snorted.
It's like the pigeon's like, the pheasant is, what do I do? I've tried to bend it down. Yeah, because I bent it halfway. It was more this way when it started. So, yeah, the good mount is in the house, and it turned out pretty nice.
And Nix was very interested in it the other day.
Was he?
Yeah, he's left all the other mounts alone that are in the house.
Ooh, that one's new.
Yeah, and he was like sniffing up at it. I'm like, don't you dare.
Leave it alone.
Oh, he's in the chair right there. Can you guys see him? Oh, I got to go this way. There he is.
Yes, so it's been a good pigeon racing season, which all of that's happened since the last time we were here as well. The Master Breeder Marathon, I took two different money birds. One was the High Point bird, which is essentially in the zone of, it's like a similar thing to average speed-ish, but it comes down to placement. So if there's, let's say, 200 birds in the race, they give 200 points to first place and 1 point to last place, basically. And then as the series goes on, it stays in that category. So first place gets 200, 200, 200. Well, my pigeon won the high point zone, which means that it placed really high by almost 150 points. So a lot.
And you got a little trophy for it, too.
I did. My first ever pigeon trophy. I posted a picture on my Instagram page, I believe. And
yeah, it's so funny. He posts and shares all this pigeon stuff. I don't know when the last time was you posted or shared one of the things I tagged you in.
I'm just about to post a picture of my boys and the deer that we shot.
Okay, good.
And then I also placed 10th place in the final with a different pigeon, which is in the money for that as well. Pretty exciting. Moved from that into the Hoosier. The big show.
The big one. And you did very well there. So I can't complain anymore, honestly, guys.
Yeah. So 25th and 26th place. The cool thing about that is they are the same breeding different rounds. So brother and sister from the first round and the second round, one bird from each of them. I only sent 3 to the race from that pair. And 2 of them were in the money, and one of them didn't finish. So, but there were 3 of them there, and 2 of them were in the money, which is pretty exciting. So not only did we win 25th and 26th place, which paid out pretty well, I also pooled, which is you can play side games basically as well, and won all of those. So it turned out really good. And
then this is the crazy thing that boggles my mind. If you want your pigeons back from the Hoosier, you have to buy them back.
If you're in the top 100. Yeah. So that's a pretty normal thing in horse racing, I guess. Yearling races,
I've never raced horses either.
Well,
so.
I haven't either, but this is how it's explained to me, and a lot of people know this piece of information, so it relates to some. In yearling horse races, you have to do the same thing. If they win stuff, you have to buy them, or they auction them off, whatever. Now, the auction is split 50-50 with the breeder. So if I buy them, then I'm technically paid half of it back. So it is half whatever I spend on them. Well, I bought one of the birds, and the other one, the site, it literally cleared out that I was the high bidder, and it disappeared from the live auction thing. And then I didn't win. So it was a glitch in the matrix. Otherwise, I would own both of them. But I lost the 26th place bird to a gentleman in Louisiana who I called, and he would not sell me the pigeon back.
And you tried to make him a really good offer and give him a baby out of it.
Yeah, I did. I said, I will pay you.
Sweeten the pot. And he was like,
twice what you paid for it, which wasn't. But anyhow, he said, nope. And I don't blame him. It's a good bird. And then from there, we moved into the Crooked River, which I did not do great in. And didn't
you say you sent the wrong kind of pigeons?
I sent the wrong kind of pigeon to it. Yeah.
I listen.
You do. I like it. And then the Royal Cup, I only sent a very small team of 3 birds. Also did not do well there, but then sent a decent team and had 3 birds fly the final at the California Classic, which was just this last weekend.
That giant smile, he can't get it off of his face.
I got 4th place. Ta-da! And 89th place. Both birds are in the money. And then also 3rd average speed, which is a lot of
And don't you get
money.
A trophy for that or something?
I don't know if John Timmerman does trophies or not, but usually average speed birds, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, would get some form of a plaque or trophy. So we'll see. I don't know.
But it's been a good year for pigeons. And it's not even over yet, guys. It's not even over yet.
We're just about to the really big. So also the Dash for Cash, I placed 3rd in the Dash for Cash 200-mile race, which paid money, and also 25th. And the bird that placed 25th it's on the drop. So for those of you that understand and those of you that don't, I'll explain briefly. A drop would be as the pigeons come in. Usually if there's a small group of them that land together, they refer to that as a drop, and they would call that equal first. Depending on the race, some of them have different rules, but most of them will refer the first drop as equal first, and everything after that would be clocking order. So even if they come as a group it's whoever gets through the trap the first. It helps to be speedy in that category. So the all that being said, the bird that was 25th is also on the drop because the drop was 30 birds, but I clocked third. And then the bird that was 25th was also on the first drop in the first race, first drop in the second race. So things are looking pretty good at the old Dash for Cash. And then I didn't even tell you this, the Black Gold, which was this last that had their 172-mile race, which is the first of the series. But it was on the first drop in that as well.
I always ask when he tells me these things, does that pay money?
No, so far not. Other than the third
the
place
ones,
I got. Yeah, third place I got.
So I'm
money
like,
for that.
if you don't get money for it, does it really count?
It counts towards the average speed,
Oh,
which
and
pays
points
money.
and things like that. Okay.
It's cumulative. So all in all, it's been good. The Dash for Cash, the Black Gold are coming up. The finals will be just in the next few weeks, and then there is the next big race at the California Classic. They call it the Second Wind or whatever. It's another big race. They go 350 miles to 305 or 355, something like 50 miles further. That race will be in approximately 7 days, end of next week, and I'm in that with all of the birds, so hopefully they do well.
Ooh, you did decide to re-up.
I know.
Risk taker. And then there's still the Flying D.
The Flying D, which we
Have
Kat
a team.
has her own team there. Yeah, it's serious.
We even go down for the race. and
It's cool. The people there are awesome. It's a really small race. It's a little quote unquote higher stakes ish. It's a little more expensive than the others, but you're only paying at this one. You only pay for the birds that make it to the final. So it's a guaranteed attempt at where in a lot of the other races you pay once they activate in the series, and some birds don't even make the final then. So you've paid for them, but you have zero chance of winning money.
And then there's I don't remember the name of it, but it's like a last chance. No, it's a late season race in Las Vegas. What's that one?
With the Golden Valley Late Hatch,
Late Hatch. I was so close.
Yeah, you
late
were close.
season.
Yep.
Something.
So Sam, who works for us at the kennel, also is my racing pigeon kennel assistant, loft assistant, excuse me. She helps take care of when I'm on the road for weeks at a time. She helps take care of the birds, which is the only way that this would be possible to even play these games. So to say thank you, she got to partner with me. She handpicked all of the birds herself and sent a team to the Golden Valley Late Hatch, and we've got 9 birds down there that she is sending me updates every day that they do trainings, which is fantastic. And then also we're in the Florida Pigeon Derby, which is in January in Miami.
I'm so proud. Is there any more?
And there's the High Desert Yearling Race.
That one too. Are you just making these up now?
No.
Are we entered into all these?
Yep.
Anything else?
No.
Okay.
Not for this season. No. Next.
Okay.
Then they're next year. Then we're on to next year.
Guys, this is like when you run your dog at an AKC hunt test. Every race he's talking about, entry fees.
Winnings.
Hobbies.
It's fun, though.
It's so fun.
It's
so fun. Anyway, I think that's enough updates and things for now. We'll wait another 4 months before we have another big update like this.
The Hoosier payout covers everything else. They said, don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're right. So he's lucky that way. Let's scroll back a jaunt and see if we can start answering some questions. I haven't seen any super chats come through, so if I miss one, I apologize, but I haven't seen anything. Definitely let us know if you had one that we missed, but we are going to start trying to roll into some questions. Don't want to miss any good stuff here. Throw your questions up if you got it. Oh, what's the giveaway that we're talking about on Instagram? Do you want to be my display? One of these hats, not that one because that's dirty and gross, but one of our orange Standing Stone hunting hats. Great stuff. That'll be one of the giveaways tonight. get the other stuff.
Oh, shoot. Sorry.
And then we have another new hat that I really, really like. I think it's super fun. It's been Ethan's go-to hat that he's been wearing lately. It says cocky. Nice little rooster head on there. Charcoal and black. Fancy. One size fits all.
The Standing Stone on the back.
Yep. And then these are really nice and sweet. We got them this year. They are Orvis Pro Light, right? Hunting shirts. In the blazing sand. They're the featherweight shooting shirts. They're really nice. Ethan wears that style all the time when he's hunting and guiding in blaze orange. We have them in different sizes, so it's not like you have to get that specific size if you win. And then we also have these really cool new that we are considering adding to the website. You got to let us know your thoughts. Easy Lead keychains. So you got your little keychain ring, your Easy Lead band, and your crimp to keep it all together. And they come in all the same colors as the Easy Leads do. So we got a yellow one and an orange one, depending. And I know the guy that makes these, Logan. So if you're like, oh, I just really wish it would fit over my hand or something, he can probably tweak it to make it a little bit bigger. But anyway, we're considering adding these to the store. You guys should let us know your thoughts on that, or just as little giveaways and thank yous to people that support us. So cool stuff. That's our giveaways. You scrolled. I was going through them in order. Where did you go? Why did you do that?
I was looking for things.
About pigeons?
No, just I think that the questions were more at the bottom, if there were anything.
Giveaway. There we go. Found the giveaway question. If you're interested in chatting with us about training, please send us an email. We'd be happy to have that conversation on our email platform. I haven't opened the barrel aged gin yet. Honestly, since Ethan's been gone, I have hardly had an opportunity to have a drink other than going out for girls' night. So I haven't cracked that yet. Maybe this winter, now that Ethan's home, I will be able to open that up and partake. So I can't speak to it yet, but thank you. I definitely appreciate it. We haven't also had a live stream until tonight, and I already had this partial bottle of the drum shampoo that I wanted to try and finish up before I opened a new bottle. So hopefully, maybe I will be able to try it in January when we do our next live stream. We just recently purchased our puppy from John at High Fire Kennel. Our puppy's mom, Lizzie, is a Standing Stone pup. That's awesome. Can't wait to get hunting. Very cool. So this is an interesting question and definitely need more information, just telling you. Jones Outdoors 1, what do you recommend to do to get my new Duck Lab puppy to not be so scared? Well, we need some more specifics. What are they scared about? When are they scared? How old is your puppy? All of that information. This is probably one of those conversations that needs to happen on Patreon because we need a lot more background information, as well as we need to be able to go back and forth with advice and things to try and test. But depending on the answers to my previous questions on age and what's going on, we'd be able to make some specific recommendations on what you can do moving forward to build their confidence and help them be less timid in those situations. What's for dinner? We had hamburgers tonight. It was delicious.
Is that like a bingo card, maybe?
I don't know. I don't think we ever talk about dinner on here.
Rarely. Rarely.
Yes, Kaylin, one of Charles's dogs, Arrow, got beat up by a pig in
javelina.
Texas. Yeah, a javelina.
Ooh, yeah, I've got video.
Another video, guys. It's not like
this one's not as graphic, but you can tell the dog is hurt. Like,
yeah, and she got she was very lucky because one of the stabs was in her neck and it was very close to her artery. Yep, and they are not very close to a vet. They had to go all the way into San Antonio to see a vet. And she is doing better, but she's very sore. That she got punctures all over her back, so those back muscles really got traumatized in her neck, like I said, underneath. But
come together.
Okay.
Yeah. Look at all that.
I had to shave everything. So they could
Looking
get to
for
those.
all the wounds. Make sure they're
All doctored. Poor pup Arrow.
yes.
Hunting in Texas, not for the faint of heart.
Mm-hmm.
Their poor dog Breezy last year got bit by a rattlesnake.
That's what we were talking about. So
Spike
when
got
you
bit on the face, but he healed up pretty quick.
like,
but
fine, yeah.
Breezy's literally finally finishing healing up the last little bit on
Brand
her
new shirt. Look at that.
necrotized area of her leg, just to go back down to Texas this season. So it took like 8 months for the healing process, especially because she would just not leave it alone. She literally has lived in a cone almost completely for the last 8 months, which you would imagine would drive a dog crazy. So pretty rough stuff down there in Texas for sure. You got Tango from the Shock X litter and didn't even notice they were the bird theme. That's awesome. Because you guys got Wren, I think. And yes, we had Wren and Lark and Sparrow and Starling. And oh my gosh, so funny. I start remembering their new names and their old names kind of just, I lose them. Because I can only remember so many things, as well as we have the Trix Onyx litter on the ground right now, which are all, gemstone names. So there's obsidian and pyrite and sapphire and garnet and hematite. And then I'll have to come up with and remember their new names. And I'm also remembering all of the new little splash puppy names, which we did a Rudolph or reindeer theme. So we've got Rudolph and Dasher and Dancer and Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. So that is a fun litter theme as well.
Here we go. OWPHD. What kind of expectations should I have for my GSP's first hunt? He got his started title last month. You should actually check out the video, and I will
Cassie's
share
first
a
hunt
link here.
Yeah, that was it's
We
literally
go
the
over
answer to that
100%,
question.
straight up.
And it was a really awesome video that got to show what Cassie learned during her first pheasant hunt.
Hey, it says we are live right now.
So can you not search stuff?
No, I'm just saying we're live. We're live. First pheasant hunt. Here you go, folks. Wild birds. Here we are. Is that really my voice? Is that my
I think we've kind of gotten past that.
Okay.
Only heard ourselves in a video a million times.
There you go. OWPHD. I just posted the link below to what to expect on your dog's first pheasant hunt or hunt in general. And we show Cassie, and I talk through kind of the prerequisites, what she has, what she knows, what she doesn't know, what I hope to see, what our goals are, so on and so forth. So,
next question from Brian Gaddy. Regards to kennel size, we're looking at getting Weller's final kennel. He's already 50 pounds at 6 months.
Whoa.
He's way bigger than little baby Quinn.
I think she's 38 pounds.
She's a bitsy thing. She's currently in an intermediate
Why
crate,
do
though.
all of our dogs end up being the smallest ones?
They do not.
Is it something in the water?
They do not. Muddy's big, Quest's big.
Yeah,
Grit's
Muddy was
big.
the smallest in that litter, though.
That was fine. Can you imagine if we'd gotten the biggest one in that litter?
I'm just joking. I don't even remember. That was like 9 years ago.
I don't know. For Rufflin Kennel, should we get a intermediate or a large? So all of our adult dogs in the house get large uplands or large Rufflins, excuse me. It gives them a little more room. These puppies,
But for contrast, the trailer.
Yes, is the size of an intermediate.
The boxes are the size of the intermediate, and they live in them basically when I'm on the road. So
the only one thing that I want to say about that is it is different because if we're traveling and I'm throwing a crate in the back of the car, the SUV, whatever, it's going to be an intermediate. The larges are pretty dang large to be trying to get into the back seat of a vehicle. But when they're around the house, and that's where they are being when we're not out and about in the house, a large just gives them a little extra space. Yeah. Now, those dogs that are traveling and hunting with you in the trailer, they are wore out when they are in that trailer. So they just want to curl up into a tight little sleepy ball and sleep. They're not bouncing around. They're not trying to get up. They're not trying to stretch. Whereas that large really just gives them a little bit of extra room. So my recommendation, if he is as clean as little Quinn is, would just be to move to the large.
Yep.
Unless you're considering utilizing that crate to throw in the vehicle to transport them, then an intermediate might be more convenient. But I think ultimately he's going to be happy with the large. Absolutely. And you will be happy with the large, and your investment, you only have to invest once, that sort of thing, because those crates are on the more expensive side. Yep. No.
So Bryce, it says, deciding on training our GSP in German. I wanted to know thoughts on this with incorporating your training program. So absolutely, you can incorporate our training program. If you're just going to utilize different cues, then substitute them for when we say teach kennel or teach sit, then you can, I don't know the German word for sit or kennel, but it's going to have in it, I'm sure. So, kind of, whatever, German sounds. Let's see.
Ethan's going to use Google Translate here.
There we go.
Oh, Donna said she thinks she has a bingo. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We will confirm momentarily. Just 1 second. After Ethan translates something in German.
Suggested English to German.
Sich setzen.
Sitzen sounds like a lot more to say than sit, and I'm not picking. I'm just saying if that's what you're going to do, just stay consistent with it. It's completely fine. So, utilizing our program, there's really no difference outside of the cues.
You will just have to use Google Translate.
Well, if you know German, then you use German. Yeah, use what you know. But the cues don't matter. You can use whatever words you want. That's fine. The processes, the way in which we go about it is the same no matter what word you use.
First, you'll teach the behavior using positive reinforcement. Then you'll introduce the cue. And if your cue is in English, perfect. If it's in German, perfect. Just use the same cue.
Be consistent.
Yep. It's the same when people ask us, well, why don't you use kennel and bed and place and all these different words that mean the same behavior of going somewhere, whether that's on a dog bed, in a crate, on the bed, on the couch, in the bathtub, anywhere you want them to go, load up in the back of the truck. I'm not going to use 16 different words for the same behavior, and the dog's going to figure out what I'm asking based on the cue and the context clues. If
100%.
We're standing next to a crate, they're going to go in their crate when I say kennel. If I'm standing next to the dog bed, they're going to go on their dog bed. If there's a dog bed next to the couch, they're probably going to pick which they prefer, which is the couch. And then if I need to correct them, I just say, no, kennel, and I give them a more physical direction towards the dog bed. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Cameron Dixon, the mount back there is the first pheasant I've seen all season. You need to come hunt with us, okay?
South Dakota.
Send me a message. We have picked up some new property and are growing, and Jessica will be guiding. She's not 100% on board with this yet.
She's not aware of it yet.
But Charles will be.
voluntold.
We're gonna run some crews and get some dogs work. We got a lot of them to get rocking and rolling with. So all of that being said, we will have a little bit of availability. I will start booking coming the first part of January. I provide right of first refusal to groups that have been here in the past, and then from there we will open stuff up and fill her up. So
fill her up, Buttercup. Kayla, the bear rug you brought home, Coors tried to bring down the stairs and freaked the other dog out while he did it. Nothing like a $3,000 chew toy. That definitely sounds like what Coors would do. He's kind of an animal. And I'm sorry he scared your other dogs. But you know what? If I saw a giant bear rug coming down the stairs at me, I might freak out too.
All right, Donna. We talked about lone duck.
Yes,
yep. Training pigeons. Yep. Well, we talked about pigeons, but sure, why not?
Pigeons, yeah.
Computer tech issues. Did we have it? Yeah.
Yeah.
We had audio, something, then blew everybody's eardrums out. Aiden or Cade were on camera. Well, a picture of them were.
And then mention of
Aiden and Cade.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Bingo bango.
Donna, you need to go ahead and just send us an email because I don't know if you're a patron or not. I don't remember exactly. Either way, send us an email.
You've got my contact information. So.
Yep, no problem. You send us an email, we'll get you set up with the right size and send you your gift baggie from the evening, couple hats and a shirt and
keychain.
Key keeper. And then
key ring, keychain.
Sounds like
whatever.
A good pair for ya. Oh, yeah, sounds like a good pair. We're talking pigeons again. Sorry. They're going to be married at least for this next year and see how things go because they're one of the other babies from that pairing is also excelling at the Dash for Cash. So just a minute or two off the pace. It's good in the early races if we want to win the 400. So, Brian, my 60 travels in an intermediate, and then at the house, extra large. Extra large is probably a bit excessive, but it's plenty of space.
But
so I get that.
Honestly, like our pregnant females,
yeah, they need big crates.
we give them big crates. We actually, the only time we use wire crates is with our mama dogs because they are so big, we need extra space, and they're really not getting into anything typically at that point in their lives and stages of pregnancy. And they get like the extra large wire crates that are like a 4x4. It seems like they're pretty dang big, and they're pretty comfy that way.
Hi, y'all. Long time since I've been on a live. Congrats on the pigeons. Wow, and I thought you were out of pigeons.
Never knew there was
no,
this.
we talked about this, Randy. We are never out of pigeons. We always have pigeons available to the people that are important. But when I left them open, they were selling to a bunch of random people, and then when
selling
people
faster
did,
than we could have them.
yeah. So if someone that is a fan needs pigeons or birds for training, yes.
Puppy buyers, we want to make sure that you have,
Just
somebody that has
call
the
us.
course
I will
that's
help
trying to
you.
follow
Yep.
along and have
Just
the bird
call us.
intros. We will open those up so you can order pigeons. They are not the cheapest way to get birds, but
Nah,
if
but
you
it's
can't
an
find them
option.
anywhere
Yep.
else, it's an option. So
The cocky hats are pretty fun. Yes, I agree. And the shirts are cool. We got time for one more here.
we've never worn boots on our dogs, have we?
I have not. We rode.
Cameron, sorry. I read it in my head. I didn't read it out loud.
No. Have you ever tried the inner tube boots? I have tried boots. I hate them all. So
I will say we tried like grippy booties on Grandpa Rex when he was really struggling with traction and rear end strength when he was towards the end there. Because we have a lot of hardwood floors. And they honestly turned into more of a pain because they would slide down over his feet and then they would trip him up more. So we were like, meh, getting rid of these. They're not going to work. So, oh my goodness, Olive is weighing in at a lean 38 pounds at 6 months too. So 38 pounds and short. Well, see, we aren't the only ones with little dogs around here. It's just Brian Gaddy that's got a 50-pound short hair at 6 months old.
Maybe your short hair's overweight, Brian.
But he's also out of Piper, who's large and in charge girl. So
yeah, no.
We just got a little itsy bitsy girl. So
new. I don't see how to find this information about your pigeon race.
And sorry, best advice and worst mistakes when training for UT, that would be an entire podcast in and of itself. So great question. We'll put it on the docket to have a conversation about, but definitely not something that we can have time to cover in entirety here.
That's it.
Donna, just send us a message on Patreon then, and we'll get you conversed on sizes and things like that to make sure that we get you the right stuff for your giveaway. Any snow in our area? Not right now. It was almost 60 degrees today. So we had a little bit of snow in Kansas City this last weekend over Thanksgiving. But I'm assuming it's probably been and gone already because it usually doesn't stick around long. And then Kaylin, Ethan's he's looking something up, I think. But any tips this December doing ruffed grouse? It'll be a hunt that is thick bush. Any tips that you haven't hunted him in thick stuff yet?
Yes, 100%. Get a GPS collar.
Yes. When you can't see your dog consistently, GPS is the safest way to keep track of them. But we honestly don't hunt our dogs we don't handle our dogs, with the GPS collars. We will run a GPS tracking collar, and then we handle them with a e-collar and typically a beeper collar so that also you can locate them easily, beep, 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 when they're in the thick stuff, and find them. Speaking of which, I just want to throw this one last little bloop out there because DT Systems came out with a new e-collar.
Yeah.
And it's been in the works since we went to SHOT Show. 4 years ago now? 4 years.
Long time.
It's been in the works. And so when you think about these collars and things like this and this technology, it's not just quick, we're going to make it. There is a lot of pieces, even the treat pouches, which aren't technology based at all. There was a lot of backing and forthing to decide on the right material, the right clips, the right things. So the same amount of time goes into developing, or more goes into developing these collars and things, going back and forth with us on feedback. Hey, we really like this, but I think you should change this. And DT Systems was amazing. One of the reasons we love working with them so much is they truly listen to us and take our feedback to heart and try and make a better product, especially for people like ourselves that are truly going to use this product day in, day out. And they came out with this new 4-dog beeper system, which has been something that 3-dog units were the best that they had before. And 4-dog units are way, for guiding and professional use, the way to go. And this collar system, like I said, it's 4 collars.
Hands down.
As well as it has all the features. So you've got vibrate. You've got...
Yeah, and hold on a second. I don't run 4 dogs at the same time very often, but it's very easy to switch 2 dogs and then 2 dogs. The cool thing about the collar, I'm going to run this. I've been using it forever now, and it's
And now we can actually talk about it.
Yes. So, one, it retains the settings for each individual dog, which is huge. If you have a soft dog and you have a tough dog, which happens a lot, you need high end for one dog, you need bottom end for the other dog, and this retains the settings. So even if you only have 2 dogs, this collar works fantastic for that as well. It is the SPR 5300. Beeper, Nick Continuous, Vibrate, and 25 levels, and it has a little extra knockdown power. Bad way to say that, but has a little extra oomph if you need it on the top end, but remains just as low end as any of the other DT collars are, which is kind of one of their claim to fame, which is very important. But you've got all of it with a 3.5 mile range, quick charge, and I charge the units every 4 days while I'm in South Dakota. So they're on not 24 hours. They are on at least 8 to 10 hours a day, used as the dogs rotate through, and I only charge them every 4 days. Okay?
And this is something to consider too. As a guide, you're constantly handling those dogs.
Push the button, switch to a collar, push the button,
make sure
the
dogs are behaving, not blowing up birds. You got to make sure that they're not ruining a hunt for somebody. So those dogs get handled a lot, and the buttons get pushed a lot. And that every time you push the button, you're wearing down the battery. So every 3 days, you said?
Absolutely fantastic unit. Yeah. SPR 5300. We are the only people that have them in stock, and we only have 1 or 2 more, I think. Only a couple more units. If you're interested or have more questions, don't hesitate to reach out.
Hopefully we'll have more in stock by the time Pheasant Fest rolls around, because it will be the #1 collar we recommend. There's other great ones out there that DT Systems has, and there is definitely...
If you need something at a cheaper price point, it's there. If you want something that's right and you only need 1 collar and it has all of the features, SPR 5300.
And that is the end of the show, folks.
I've enjoyed it. I miss this. Miss y'all. We will do an episode in January, not
July.
Hopefully July. In January.
But yes, then too. But
and what I would like to do is give away a special edition Guy with the Pink Gun bird hunting knife. I'm going to start posting. We'll pick a date, and we will make sure that there are enough people there, because it's not a T-shirt, it's not a hat. It is one of 25 in existence. And there's some very special
stories behind this specific knife
ridiculous.
That we want to share with you. So
you're not going to want to miss that one. We will pick a date and post it here very shortly. Outside of that, I'm the Guy with the Pink Gun.
I'm Kat the dog trainer.
We'll see y'all in the next one. Audio is gone.